This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce rolled out the red carpet for the acting president and CEO of the Lehigh Valley Health Network. We'll let you know what he had to say during his stop in the Hazleton area. Hello again, it's time for another edition of FYI on SSPTV. I'm Ken Cara. Well, it's been 7 months since a merger took place between Lehigh Valley Health Network and the former Greater Hazleton Health Alliance. Today, 2 of Lehigh Valley Health Network's top officials gave an update on that merger. They also explained their plans for the future of healthcare here in the Greater Hazleton area.
We are in the process at the network level of putting together a strategic plan, and part of that certainly is what are the services that are going to be needed here in the community, whether they're acute inpatient services or more ambulatory services. We're really dissecting the needs of the population. You know, there's some growth anticipated here in the Hazleton market, and we want to make sure that we get the constitution of those services right. So we'll be hearing some things about that in the next year, that's for sure.
That's Dr. Brian Nestor, the acting president and chief executive officer of the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Dr. Nestor and John Fletcher, the president of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, were the featured speakers at this morning's red carpet breakfast of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. A nice crowd was on hand for this morning's presentation, which was held at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf Township. Meanwhile, a variety of topics came up during this morning's presentation. FYI's Lisa Sugart spoke with John Fletcher, the president of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, about the latest changes made since the merger and what they mean for residents of the Greater Hazleton area.
Pleased to be joined by John Fletcher, who is the president of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. You gave a lot of information today to the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. 7 months since the merger with Lehigh Valley and Hazleton. How is it going?
It's going great. I mean, we're really, it's been a positive experience for both me as well as the entire organization. I think our colleagues at the hospital have enjoyed meeting their colleagues at Lehigh. It's been a very supportive relationship. And as I said earlier this morning, is that we're working together to identify opportunities and needs in Hazleton and working to resolve some of the issues and grow our volume here in Hazleton.
What improvements have you already seen over the past 7 months?
Well, I think what you've seen as we went over this morning is we've spent a great deal of time in physician recruitment, and we've added so many new physicians just since January. We've added a chiropractor, we've added a physiatrist, physical medicine, we've added 2 orthopedic surgeons. We've added several nurse practitioners. We have a pediatrician who's going to be joining us again in October. We're going to be adding a medical oncologist that's going to be joining us probably prior to year end. So we spent a great deal of time on that recruitment. That's a key component to our growth and development of the service lines.
And you've changed where some of the facilities are. You've moved pediatrics to downtown Hazleton, and also you've added a new facility. So tell us about those.
So what we did is we moved the pediatrics from the Destin Center, which is out and located by the Wellness Center, down to downtown Hazleton. We also added Express Care, which is to serve non-emergent patients. So if you're having a cold, flu, a non-emergency, we suggest that you first schedule a visit with your primary care physician. If your primary care physician is not available, or you do not have a primary care physician, that's what we're here for. And so we have Express Care that's open into the evenings and on the weekends. It is supported by a physician assistant, as well as connected to the emergency department at Hazleton. And so if you're having an emergency, by all means, go to the ED. If you have a question of whether it's emergent or urgent, go to the emergency room. But we think it's a key component that if you need just those bumps and bruises, urgent care is the place to go. Express Care is the place to go.
Now, you also talked about something called out-migration, that you're trying to reduce that and improve, I guess, the services that you're providing. So explain what that means and how it's part of a 3-year plan that you're also looking at.
Sure. When we looked at the market information, we took a look at where our patients were going for services. And what we've identified is there's some key strategic service lines that people are not coming to Hazleton for their services. They're going to either the Wilkes-Barre Market or the Danville or to Allentown. And we feel that those service lines that we can enhance and improve and expand will allow those patients the choice of staying in Hazleton. And so our goal is to reduce that out-migration. People should feel comfortable about the quality of the service that we offer here. We think through physician recruitment, as well as development of specific service lines that we're going to be able to reduce the out-migration and keep Hazleton people in Hazleton.
One more question, sir. On an acute care facility, a new facility, that was the only question that you were asked here today, so I'm sure it's on the minds of many people.
Right.
Are you looking to add a new facility to Hazleton?
We are looking to add a new acute care facility. Size and location is yet to be determined. I think we're doing a great deal of studying of the market, understanding what that service will look like, what services we'll offer, and what is the best location for that facility.
Well, thank you very much for keeping us informed, and we look forward to talking with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. In other news, Governor Tom Corbett signed an execution warrant today for Michael John Parrish. Parrish was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder for the shooting deaths of his girlfriend and their 19-month-old son in 2009. The execution by lethal injection is scheduled for October 14th. This is the 36th execution warrant signed by Governor Corbett since taking office. A search is underway for a new principal for Holy Family Academy in Hazleton. The Catholic school system of the Diocese of Scranton is conducting the search due to the recent resignation of Mary Jane Kozik, who served as school principal since 2012. As we reported back in April, Kozik took a leave of absence due to health reasons. Diocese spokesman Bill Ginello says the diocese is grateful to her for her dedicated service to Catholic education. Until a new principal is named, Tom Kostick will continue to serve as acting principal. Kostick had been the assistant principal at Holy Family Academy. From the desk of Congressman Lou Barletta comes this news. Congressman Barletta, chairman of the Economic Development, Public Buildings and Emergency Management Subcommittee, will lead a subcommittee roundtable policy discussion to examine the impacts of FEMA's anti-fracking policies. It will take place tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the Wyoming County 911 Center in Tunkhannock. The event will also be webcast. We have a link right now up on our Facebook page to that webcast, and that's facebook.com/FYI. News 13. Well, tonight it's with very heavy hearts that we bring you this next story. Just one day after his friends and fellow classmates honored him with a special concert, 18-year-old Aaron Leshko of McAdoo passed away. On Sunday afternoon, members of the Hazleton Area High School Cougar Marching Band performed for their bandmate in front of his home in McAdoo. Sadly, we learned that Aaron passed away yesterday at his home with his loving family at his side. Aaron played the snare drum for the band. He would have entered his senior year at the Hazleton Area High School. On behalf of the Lassand family and everyone at Samson Productions, we extend our heartfelt condolences and prayers for the Leshko family and Aaron's many friends during this most difficult time. A little later on FYI, we start our high school football previews, and when we come right back, Kulsum Khan has a story about history landing at the Hazleton Municipal Airport.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Here on FYI, each Tuesday we talk about adoption and foster care, and we're back with Lori O'Gurkis. She's a spokesperson here for Luzerne County Children and Youth in Greater Hazleton and has been doing a phenomenal job with her initiatives to help children who have been neglected or in need of a loving home, mentoring, fostering, and adoption. So Lori, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
There is a new initiative. It's a duffel bag campaign that we want to have all our viewers participate in.
Yes, I recently became aware of when children were coming into foster care that a lot of their belongings were being transported with garbage bags and with store bags, plastic bags, and I knew that we needed to do something more, and I wanted to make sure that these children who have whatever little belongings they have that are so important to them, that they can be carried with them with dignity. And I thought that it's something easy, it's something simple that we can do. There are over 400 children in Luzerne County in care right now at this time, but any moment a child gets, there's a call and a caseworker has to go and pick up a child, and typically they don't have anything to take their belongings. So I want to be able to raise enough bags so that these children can have their belongings transported with dignity.
Okay, and how can people out if someone's watching out there and they do want to participate, because we do live in a very generous community, how can they participate?
We are accepting any donations as far as monetary donations from companies. We are an established 501c3, so if you want to do a monetary donation, that's by all means, we can purchase bags. If you have duffel bags, if you have book packs that you're not using, those are the items that I need in order to set up these bags. We have the local Dentist Association, Dr. Favello especially, is helping me with toothpaste and toothbrushes. So we're packing them up so that when a child is in crisis, we can just grab the bag and go. So, and they can be dropped off at Eagle Rock Resort, at SSPTV, at State Representative Tara Toohill's office, or you can just call me and we will come and get them wherever you have them in storage.
When you hear that, some people might think, wow, they don't even have a toothbrush. Some of these kids really have nothing when they're drastically removed from their houses.
Yes, we had a child come into our care for an emergency respite, and he came with maybe 2 pairs of underwear and a t-shirt, and that was it. So, the reality of it is very overwhelming at times, but I know that there are people who can help, and we can do this together and help these children.
And again, the need is here right at home in Greater Hazelton. Next week, we're focusing on an initiative that's coming up for the holidays. We'll see you next week on FYI in your community.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
It was a great day at Marian Catholic High School, and you'll see our preview of the 2014 Colts football team tomorrow on FYI. And right now you'll see your local forecast on FYI. It comes from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. The low will be 61 degrees. There's some showers in our future, at least a chance of them over the next few days. Tomorrow, 20% chance. The high will be 78. It goes up to 40% on Wednesday night. Thursday, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. The high is 75. And then Thursday night, we dip down to a 30% chance, the low 57. Friday, the chance of showers and thunderstorms sticks around, the high 73, the low 55. Saturday, storms out of the area, partly sunny, high of 73. Saturday night, we'll get down to 53 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
They landed at the Hazelton Municipal Airport on Monday, and you have one more chance to see up close and in person these historic planes from days gone by. FYI's Kulsum Khan reports on the popular Wings of Freedom tour that touched down in Hazelton.
Hazelton area residents can experience a unique blast from the past this week at the Hazelton Municipal Airport. 3 very rare World War II fighter jets are currently on display as part of the Wings of Freedom tour. The national tour is held by the Collings Foundation. The nonprofit organization is dedicated to restoring and recovering historical military aircraft.
It is a tribute. It's a historical mission. It's to show people these aircraft, to give people an appreciation for what they are. I think, again, it's one of those things you can't quite grasp it as well as you might if you actually come out and see the aircraft and see the environment.
The B-17 Flying Fortress, the B-24 Liberator, and the North American P-51 Mustang are all worth millions, and maintaining them isn't easy.
It takes a ton of volunteers, a lot of money, time, and effort, and a lot of love and hard research. The foundation does most of that work either in Stowe, Massachusetts at their home base, or in the wintertime they take them down to Florida for annual maintenance down there.
Those attending the tour can actually go inside the airplanes.
I'm very, very impressed with the planes. I heard that they were very tight quarters inside. I didn't realize how tight they were until I went through the tour.
For some, seeing the airplanes was a reminder of what World War II soldiers did for their fellow Americans.
Just so grateful to those veterans. I had no idea what it was like inside those planes. Just must have been frightening every time they had to enter. And knowing that they had to make like 30 missions before they were finished was unbelievable.
The tour usually draws many World War II veterans. Michael Esposito served in the Army Air Corps during the war. Seeing the airplanes brought back many memories for him.
The Liberator bomber there, I had 40 combat missions in that. And I got the Air Medal with 2 clusters, the Distinguished Flying Cross, and 4 battle stars.
The airplanes will be on display until Wednesday from 9 a.m. to noon. Tickets are $12 for adults and $6 for children under the age of 12. Visitors can also take a half-an-hour-long flight on the B-17 and B-24 for $450. For more information on reservations and scheduling flights, call 800-568-8924. The next stop on the Wings of Freedom tour will be New Jersey. Reporting for FYI, I'm Kulsum Khan.
Thanks, Kulsum. There's a really good movie called Memphis Belle about a plane that flew in World War II. We'll talk about another one of my favorite movies in sports, so stay tuned for that. On tonight's community calendar, the Beaver Meadows Citizens for Recreation will present the Legends in concert at Memorial Park this Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. The event will also feature a Tricky Tray auction. To donate a Tricky Tray, you can call 570-956-5980. And now the green screen that has your winning Pennsylvania Midday Lottery numbers. The Daily 094, the Big Four 0995, Quinto 74983, Treasure Hunt 8, 9, 12, 13, 22. Sports is next and our football previews will begin.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
One of my favorite movie scenes ever comes from the cinematic adventure Without a Paddle. In the scene, 3 friends are facing an angry bear in the woods. One of the friends begins to remove his shoes. His friend asks him what he's doing, and he replies, "I run faster without shoes." The other friend points out that he can't outrun a bear, to which he says, "I don't have to outrun the bear, I just have to outrun you." The Monoy area Golden Bears football team is fast, and they plan on outrunning a few teams this season as they hope to build on last year when they went to the Eastern Conference Championship game.
It was a different world when Monoy area head coach Dave Holman lined up for the Golden Bears in 2001. There was no anthracite league, and the game on the field was even different.
I think the whole game of football in general over the past 15, 20 years has changed. It's not really so much, north-south running styles, line up and knock guys off the ball. It's more spread them out. Kids are really working hard on becoming faster and stronger nowadays, so I think teams are really utilizing speed over size.
Holman says the Bears don't have a lot of size. They lost standout big man Tyler Kavanis to graduation and are plugging up some of the holes on both of their lines with kids with more speed as opposed to just size. It's a system that's worked for the program in the past. One of the players returning on both lines is Henry Bloom.
How hard is it on you guys? I mean, the conditioning in that, the bigger guys up front playing this high-tempo offense, what's it like for you?
Well, we're used to it. We're used to just going no huddle and just keep running.
Do you enjoy it?
No.
But that's the name of the game, huh?
Yeah.
This drill is pretty simple. The cone is moved back after each run. You run from one cone on one side of the field to the other, and there's a little break in between. The concept might be simple, but the execution of this drill seems almost impossible if you aren't in really good shape.
Our coach is really strict conditioning because we're a no-huddle team, so he really forces that we have to run, push ourselves as hard as we can, and an up and back suicide thing that we do. It helps us push ourselves, turn around, keep going down the field.
You're a two-way player yourself?
Yes.
How tiring is it on a Friday night?
It gets very exhausting. You cramp up a lot. You have to get hydrated multiple times a game. And being a 3-year starter, it's just nonstop moving, and they expect a lot out of us.
Bloom and Bailey Fort will be expected to protect either Matt Yedsena or Mason Ryan at quarterback. Holman will make a decision on the starting quarterback before the opening game at home against Lehighton. Whoever is the backup will still see time on the field at another position. Behind either Yedsena or Ryan will be Jason Richmond in the backfield. He's looking to build on the legacy of some talented athletes who have graced the Bears' backfield in recent years.
Is it pressure on you to do that, or do you enjoy it? Is it kind of like, I can't wait to make my mark now?
It's a little mixture of both. You know, you have pressure, you want to perform well, but then there's excitement. Like little kids come up to you after the game, and you're like, they try to do something that you do.
Is it like that? Like the younger guys looking up to you?
Yeah, like we had a team picnic a couple of weeks ago, and after the picnic, the little 7th and 8th graders wanted to have a scrim against us, so we went out there and played them for a little bit.
Time moves almost as fast as the Golden Bears, and soon those 7th and 8th graders will be the ones trying to win championships at the high school level. But for now, try to keep your eye on the 2014 Monoy Area Golden Bears. The Bears also have Mason Evitz returning. He racked up over 1,000 all-purpose yards last season, and he had 6 interceptions on defense. The Hazleton Area Cougars season tickets are on sale now. That sale began on Tuesday. You can buy your tickets Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Hazleton Area High School Athletic Office. And then on August 21st, you can purchase them from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Harmon Geist Stadium. Now we move to the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard in local tennis. Wyoming Valley West, they topped the Lady Cougars. Stephanie Mazurek and Emily Corrado, they won 2 singles matches for the Big HA. Tamaqua, they fell to Hamburg 5-0. MMI Sam Harmon took 4th place at a preseason golf tournament with a 78. That's about 20 under my score for only 9 holes. And in Schuylkill golf action, Marion beat Weatherly. Now for full stories on all these matches, tournaments, and games, grab today's Standard Speaker. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening. Zanolini Nursery and Drums will be holding the annual Keystone State Hot and Stinky Garlic Festival on August 23rd and 24th. Come out for a stinking good time featuring food, crafts, wine tasting, music, and also the garlic and pepper eating contest. For info, call 570-788-3152. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Aaron M. Leshko of McAdoo. Arrangements will be announced by the Damiano Funeral Home. Mary T. Manzola of Freeland. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the St. Cyril Methodius Parish. There will be no public viewing. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Gary Schimmel of Freeland. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home will announce arrangements. Gertrude R. Stegina of Freeland. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home will announce arrangements. Edward W. Shellhammer of Mountaintop. Mass is Friday at 9:30 a.m. in the St. Jude's Roman Catholic Church. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Joseph L. Mikauskis of Frackville. The Nice Heart Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Verna Polchin, formerly of New Coxville. Funeral is Wednesday at 9 a.m. from the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Jennifer Weichel of Freeland. Jennifer, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
When breaking news happens in our area, our friends at the Standard Speaker have you covered. Go to standardspeaker.com for breaking news. You can also sign up for email and text alerts there. Go to our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/FYI News 13 for breaking news. We'll be back tomorrow. We continue our football previews. Until then, take it easy, everyone.